Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Damien with Whitebelt Goons. Today we're going to be talking about different basic rolls. So there's a couple of basic rolls that I wanted to share with you guys for my men over the age of 40. Now, some people are thinking to themselves, why would I need to do this? I'm in jiu-jitsu, this is not gymnastics, but being able to roll is not only a great safety benefit, but also understanding where you are in space and time and being able to manipulate that for takedowns, for sweeps, for guard retention, very important. And even at this very basic level that I'm at, this is something that I can share with you guys because I have seen it be very beneficial. So the first thing that we're gonna do is talk about the difference between two of your backward rolls. You have your back shoulder roll, and then you have an actual backward roll, and they're not the same thing. A lot of people will utilize the term backward roll for a back shoulder roll, but it's actually something completely different. So the first thing that we're gonna do is just start in our, what I call egg position. That's gonna be with your knees bent, your hands underneath your knees, and we're just gonna rock back and forth. One of the biggest things when I've taught gymnastics in the past, when it comes to backward rolling, is people naturally want to see where they're going, so their head goes backwards, and that causes them to crack the egg, right? So a great example would be this: 1, 2, and 3. And when people go into that third position to actually roll backwards, what you'll often see happen is that they will attempt to bridge, and that's not what we're doing. We actually want to roll all the way over. So we're gonna work on just keeping our body in this tight egg position and just rock 5 times. 2, 3, 4, and the last time, 5. Now the goal for this back shoulder roll is going to be to take your rolling side. If you're gonna roll over your right side or your left side, completely up to you. That arm is going to remain on the ground, okay? So we're gonna do 3 rocks, keeping this hand on the ground, keeping the opposite hand behind the knee. 1, 2, and 3. And then this time what we're gonna do, when we get to that third roll, we're actually going to look at our shoulder and allow ourselves to roll backwards. Instead of holding on to the outside leg with your opposite hand, you're gonna actually allow yourself to put it on the floor behind you. What you wanna remember is you want your fingers to point in the direction that you're rolling. Since I'm rolling this direction, my hands are gonna point this direction, and my hand is gonna go flat on the floor, right? So it'll look like this, hand on the outside, 1, 2, and I look to the shoulder and roll right over to my hands and knees, okay? Move up and show you that again. Maintain the position. This hand's gonna point behind, this hand stays on the floor. 1, 2, look at my shoulder. 3, roll right over the top, okay? So that is the back shoulder roll. I'll show you from this side. We started with the tight egg position, just rocking back 3 times. And now for the actual back shoulder roll, we're going to release our legs, but we're going to maintain that position. This hand is going to point behind, fingers in the direction that we're rolling. Outside hand is going to remain down to the side, and we're looking over our shoulder. 1, 2, and look right over the top, okay? What's the difference between that and an actual backward roll? Well, the difference is going to be where your hands are in relation to your roll. So instead of just rolling directly over that shoulder like this, right? You're gonna actually roll over the top of your head. Now this is where it becomes a little bit more difficult because again, most people who are new to doing this and not having a really good understanding of spatial awareness, their tendency is to want to see where they're going, which causes your head to lift, which makes your back arch and you go into what's known as a bridge position, right? So this is the common thing that you see when people actually try to do a full-on backward roll. Their body goes into this position, right? And you'll see the legs fly off to the side. A lot of things happen. So the important thing is to remember that now both of your hands are going to do what your outside hand was doing on the shoulder roll. Instead of having one hand in this position and your inside hand off to the side, we're going to bring both of our hands to that same position. Remember, fingertips pointing in the direction that you're rolling. Another very important thing is to keep your elbows in. Do not allow your elbows to flare to the outside, because you want to make sure that you're able to get your hands flat on the floor so that you can push yourself either to your knees or to your feet. So we're trying to overcome a couple of obstacles and issues that we see. One is allowing your elbows to kind of splay to the outside. The second thing is that your head is going to go back. So to keep your head from going back, I'm utilizing a little racquetball here, a little squishy racquetball, and I'm going to put it under my chin, just like this. Now the goal is to keep it under my chin so that my head stays in this position and I'm able to roll directly over the top and the back of my head. So it's going to look like this from this direction, elbows in, hands flat, fingers pointing back. 1, 2, and 3. From the side, same thing. We're staying in that tight egg position, keeping our knees tight. Ball's gonna go right here. Elbows in tight, hands flat, fingers back. 1, 2, 3. Now on this next time, what I'm going to allow myself to do on 3 is just roll all the way over the top of my head. And again, the most important thing is to keep that chin tucked. This is something that's so important, especially for us in jiu-jitsu if we're, falling backwards, and we're all taught that break fall position. Being able to actually roll over on that shoulder roll or a true backward roll, very, very beneficial. You being able to protect yourself and kind of dissipate that energy. So we're going to go ahead and roll over. Very important. Keep this under your chin. Hands flat on the floor. Do not allow your elbows to go out to the side. And I'm just going to push myself over to my knees, okay? So here, I go on 3, elbows in. 1, 2, 3. Push myself right over the top, okay? Try that again. Go this direction. 1, 2, 3. So that is an example of the difference between a back shoulder roll and a true backward roll.